Welcome to yet another character request, and we're going to talk about Arnold Shortman today from Hey Arnold. And I still don't understand why he isn't in the game, and he's a Nickelodeon original. So this is a character request, and I put together some ideas for him. So we're going to go to the only stage that is from his, or basically the main setting from his show, Hey Arnold. If you guys have seen it, let's go to
Helga versus Cora.
two characters that I want him to play something similar to, and
Get ready.
let's get it. Let's wait for it.
2, 1, fight.
I thought he was gonna say dance, but Helga is the only representative from the show, so I brought her into this particular video. And Cora, similar to his fighting style, I want him to play like, and I'm gonna get into his moveset later on. But this is the stage. This is the main setting from Hey Arnold, and Arnold doesn't even have to be associated with a stage because they already got this iconic area. You know, the bus from the show, and then the picture that you see in the middle of the bus is the setting in which it takes place from the show, and which is in the city or on the bus cruise, is riding on the streets and being able to explore the town. So it was tough to really try to come up with some ideas for him, and I believe he's not in the game, and Helga got picked over Arnold because Helga is much more of a fighter. Arnold is not a fighter. He's a good-hearted character. He's a protagonist, and if you guys watch the show, he helps everybody out with their issues and anything that they have problems with. He's always there for them, and he does anything that he can in his power to, you know, listen to their stories, to be there for them and help them out in any way that he can. And throughout these episodes, it doesn't even matter who it is. Even someone that doesn't have that good of a spirit, he always instills good within them, and they turn out to be a good person in the end of that particular episode. But that's just the kind of person he is, and I think that's probably the main reason. This is just not outside of it, just getting access to the character and just the rights and stuff like that. Helga's in the game, so I'm sure they can get Arnold. But I think that's the main reason. It's just with the sole purpose that Arnold is not the fighting type. He's not a fighter. He's just someone who talks it out with the characters, and he helps everyone. But I came up with some ideas for him, and it's a particular episode where he learns how to fight. So I'm going to get into that. But let's start with our stages that I came up with. It was only one stage I can think of. I thought of the Vacant Lot, and this was called Gerald Field, but it was originally called the Vacant Lot. You see that back there? That could be something. We can go inside that field. See that? We just drove past it from the bus. See, that's the stage. So they can expand by taking us inside the field for the Vacant Lot. And this place was discovered by Arnold and Gerald at the time, who was looking for a new place to play baseball and the other kids. So the Vacant Lot was a particular place the kids would play baseball and hang out, and they ended up cleaning up the area to make it more suitable for baseball, where they can continue their activities. They can play games and compete in baseball teams and have fun. So I think that might be a cool little stage. Let's take us inside the Vacant Lot or Gerald Field and just be fighting on the baseball field. It can be a little bit of a short map, but for close quarters. So even if they don't have that map, we already got this one, so it'll be fine, even if he doesn't come out with a stage. Not every character needs a stage. Not every character needs to have a particular brand new stage to be associated with them. They can come out with a different stage. See how they did Shredder? They came out with a Double Dare. Shredder didn't even have a stage. His own little stage from the Ninja Turtles. Double Dare is not from the Ninja Turtles. It's a different game show. It's an old game show from back then for Nickelodeon. But he still was coming out with a stage. So they can get a different stage to come out with Arnold if it's not a particular location or a setting from the show itself. So that's what I came up with for the Vacant Lot. It could be some other locations from the show, the aquarium or something like that, but I just really selected the Vacant Lot, so that would probably be cool. You get the football head and go to the baseball field to fight him for his little stage, if they get that implemented. And it's cool to see this, and it's a perfect place to pick this stage because you actually drive past that vacant lot or that particular baseball field in this particular traffic jam stage. But that's all I could really come up with for a DLC stage that could be associated with him bundled together. But now we're going to talk about the alternate costumes. Now, I don't remember much about this movie. Hey Arnold, has anyone seen Hey Arnold the Jungle movie? And he's trying to find out the truth about his parents and stuff like that. And in this particular movie, Hey Arnold the Jungle movie, a reference, Arnold wore a dark blue jacket that he wears over his original outfit that we already see him in with his original clothes. So I came up with that as a little alternate costume that could come out with him for DLC. And then his karate gi with the headband that he wears in the mugged episode when he got mugged by a couple thieves. It was really crazy. I think that's one of the craziest episodes. But you really see Arnold just change. He's a completely changed person in this particular episode, and you're gonna find out why once I get to his moveset in just a little bit. But I thought that would be a cool little also paid DLC costume. People will buy Arnold's karate gi with his helmet. I was gonna say with his helmet, with his headband included. That was from that particular episode. So those are the alternate costumes I think people would buy. I would get anything for him. He's a good character. I love the show. So any costume they come out with, it could be a different color. I'll still get it. So he's a really likable character for Arnold Shortman from Hey Arnold. Now a little quick taunt. It's part of the little handshake that he does with Gerald, but he can do his own little iconic thumb wiggle and have that little noise that come out. Y'all remember that? Every time they do like a little handshake, they do a little thumb wiggle. But see, I just Helga has her. She throws a baseball bat and a baseball. See, what? How can that? See, that would be look at the time. See, I mentioned the baseball field. It'd be cool for her to do that sort of taunt from the on that stage if they come out with the vacant lot for the baseball field from the show. It's a perfect fit. But that's the only sort of taunt I came up with. It's just the iconic thumb wiggle he does with Gerald, but he can do it by himself, just in the air, just a quick second or two of a quick emote, similar to the same length of Helga's taunt. So he could do something like that. But a winning animation I came up with is Arnold listening to his Walkman, and then he can just be sitting down and relaxing with his eyes closed, with his headphones on, because he in the show. In the same actual episode from the Mud episode I'm going to reference, and just even more with his moveset, he was walking around in his Walkman. He was sitting on the bus. He would sit on the bus and listen to his Walkman. It's almost like the MP3 player, just the old days. But the Walkman was a different, older name for that particular device. So why not have Arnold listening to his Walkman once he wins a match, and all the fighting is done, now he gets to chill and relax and watch and listen to his Walkman, listen to all his favorite songs. And they can have like music notes in the background for a little animation. Of course, you can't hear what he's listening to from his Walkman for the song, but you just have like the music notes playing and just popping up in the background. But now it's time for his moveset, and I had some issues because I didn't even know, because it's been so long since I watched the show. I was like, Helga's the fighter. She's got all the different moves. See? I thought she was gonna get hit by the bus. She has her own supply of school supplies that she hits you with. A book, a binder. See, her love for Arnold. That's the only reference we really get for him. And then when she wins. But I had so much trouble because, just like I said in the beginning, Arnold is not a fighter, and I think that's why the developers didn't really end up picking him. He didn't get picked up to be put into the game because he's not the fighter. Helga is the bigger rep when it comes to violence and fighting and stuff like that. Teasing people and stuff like that. Just all things like that. she's the better pick and representative from Hey Arnold. So Arnold definitely still belongs in this game, and that's what I'm gonna be able to explain with my moveset that I came up with. And then the episode that I just referenced a little bit with him being mugged. If you guys look up the mugged episode, it's a little short clips. You can see Arnold fighting and learning karate. He gets in this particular episode to explain. He gets mugged, and the thieves takes his bus pass and his money, and they leave him and they throw him into the alleyway, into the trash cans. They're like that. They beat him up, and he gets taught karate moves. He learns karate and martial arts from his grandmother, because his grandmother is also a black belt in martial arts. So she ended up teaching him the ways of self-defense. And this particular episode, I just gotta say it again, he's so different. He's a different character. All the niceness is gone. His kindness is gone. He starts to take his self-defense and his training from martial arts that he learned from his grandma to a new level, and he starts utilizing it, in the wrong ways. So where he's ready at all times, and he thinks someone's going to get ready to attack him, and he just starts going wild with all the series of moves, and it just shows that it opens up his offensive capabilities. So even though he's peaceful and nice, his ability with martial arts from this particular episode really changed him for the worse. And this, I think this is the only major episode where he was really a fighter and violent. He became so violent. But let's just start talking about it, and just for some of the martial arts and some moves that I came up with. So definitely check out some clips from the mugged episode from the show for Hey Arnold, if you guys want to see some of the things that he does. But just to start, I came up with a meditation move, or a meditate. And the reason why I picked Helga, of course the computer can't attack me. Maybe I can get her attacked. Let's do level. Let's just have her see. So can I get a counter? Here we go. See, this is what I did with a counter. You see, keeps getting hit by the bus. Ding. Let's have her move. Let's have her move. Get back on the bus real quick. There you go. So now she's not gonna attack. Didn't want to bother y'all. Ding, ding. But meditate. See how I just did a counter. I came up with this idea because in the show he's meditating and he's learning to be patient when he was trying to catch the fly, and it was part of his teachings and training from his grandmother for martial arts. So I came up with a meditation move where it can be similar to Helga's counter move. Obviously not using a baseball bat to counter, but he can just stand in place in a certain position in his meditation just for a few seconds, and it could be a good counter move for the opponent. So that's why I picked her in this particular video as an example, and Cora as well. But that's just one of the moves I came up with. So you have his own counter, just a meditate. He's so patient. He's so patient. He's waiting for you to strike, and then he's gonna be able to hit you with a devastating blow to knock you back. Similar to Helga's counter. A flying jump kick I came up with that references the karate kick he does to the can. He tried to do it on his grandpa, but he was still learning, so he hit him in the wrong spot. But he was able to successfully do this flying jump kick on Harold with the can. He was able to kick the can off his head with a flying jump kick. So he can do something similar to that as a little bit of a move. And I think this will be something like a running dash attack for his flying jump kick. See how she does a little boxing glove? Whoa! He can do something like that with a flying jump kick for one of his moves as a little reference. And I came up with self-defense combos. Punches and roundhouse, a series of punches and a roundhouse kick as a finisher, similar to what he does to the guy who was trying to all he was trying to do is ask about the bus and how to get to the bus stop. That's what he was trying to do. But he ended up doing so many series of combos that he melted his clothes. He melted his clothes off. His clothes just completely melted when Arnold just basically just did a series of kicks, punches. I think he had like a 6-7 hit combo, and he took the guy's clothes off and he just melted. Everybody in the city saw him, and it just embarrassed him. But it just shows that he can be a really dangerous fighter, and everything that he learned, he was just so. He's just ready for anything. Just thinking that anyone that approaches him, he's just gonna start swinging, start fighting. But so the best combos could be something that references the same episode. So everything I came up with is from the episode itself. So a series of punches, roundhouse kick as a finisher. You know, Helga doesn't have any. She just has the same punch move that launches you back. It could be like a force palm. Even if it's not a series of combos, do like a force palm. But I came up with a board breaking punch when he was still training and undergoing his training for martial arts, where he can use a strong attack and be able to launch the enemy across the screen. And I came up with open palm strike, so even if he doesn't get the combo, the 3-hit combo, punch, and then a roundhouse kick to finish, that'd be cool. He could do like a breaking punch, which is a little karate punch. Super strong attack to launch the enemy. Open palm strikes can also be like a regular single hit, just like Helga's. You just press the light attack. And then for his mid-air moves, I came up with a high karate kick to launch in the air. So maybe we can do something like that. See how she does this? Like Helga's kick. He can do like a high karate kick. I think that'll be cool. Get it back on the bus. And a dodge roll. He can have his own unique dodging mechanic, where he can use his fast movements to avoid enemy attacks. He can just be able to dodge. And the player can't spam it, so they can't just keep on dodging. Something similar to Najo's little quick dodge, but he does like a little technique rule, a little karate dodge to avoid attacks. That could be used to dodge projectiles or anything, or just try to back up to recover and plan the next move in a series of offense. So he can have his own little dodge move. And now, last but not least, an aerial kick recovery move, where he can propel himself upwards. Something similar to Korra. Well, she doesn't do the karate. They both do like an uppercut. And see how she charges it. She does like an uppercut. Maybe it can be something similar. It won't probably be chargeable, but he can just do like a jump kick. Like, hiya! I can just really see that happening, especially what he does in the show. Just in that same episode, he learned so many different moves. He was just the most dangerous character. Even everybody was scared of him. Helga, everybody in the entire school, in the city. Especially what he did to the guy who was trying to ask about the bus stop. So he just put fear into everybody. And when he went to school, no one wanted to be around him. Everybody was scared of him. And just with that particular episode, just again, it just shows how strong he can be. And I think they can take a lot from that particular episode. That one individual episode just opens up doors for all the offensive capabilities. See the field back there? And then we can just go there for a potential stage, and also can just take a piece of another part of the show for where the kids play and have fun. You can fight them on a baseball field for the vacant lot. So I don't know what you guys think about these moves and this moveset and character ideas, but he definitely belongs in the game. Hopefully he gets in. And then just with Korra's, since she's out here, you can have some of those kicks, like an axe kick or something like that. A little diamond kick. You can have all those different karate moves. So everything that he does in that show, they really do a lot for his moveset. And there's nothing wrong with Helga being in the game, but Arnold definitely deserves a spot, being a Nickelodeon 90s original. And I think they can get him. I think they can make it work, and I think he can be one of the strongest, especially with his karate abilities. And if you guys have not seen that episode, I definitely recommend checking it out. Even if you haven't seen the show, just type in "Hey Arnold" mug episode. It's just you get that that little clip of him doing those different moves, and then just watching the full episode itself, you can really see how changed he's become. And then everybody is just scared of him. He went from being so nice, and now ever since he's been taught self-defense, he uses it the wrong way. But he learns how to use it for good, and not to just use it just whenever he chooses to just attacking everything in sight. But I hope he gets in. I'm not sure if he's gonna make it this year, but maybe he'll maybe in the near future, as the game continues to grow and more content gets added, maybe he'll be able to find a way inside and to be added to the roster. And just like that, he doesn't really need a stage. If they can get a different stage to be associated with him, it doesn't even have to be from the show.